Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jedi, Sith, Mandalorians, Twi'leks, children of all ages. Actually, not the younglings, because Anakin sliced you and diced you. To another exciting edition of the new Force Order
for life
podcast, a Star Wars podcast by us, three of the scruffiest nerf herders in a galaxy far, far away, aka the fans. We have a guest who's also a fan tonight, friend of the show, hopefully. And then we present it to you, the scruffiest of scruffy nerf herders, the fans, the unappreciative marks. But I digress. Let me not go down the dark side path yet. I am 1/3 of the New Force Order. I am a pro wrestler, comic book artist, multi-time champion, and a above average professional with my new mic that I purchased on Amazon from all the millions of dollars that Disney's paying us because we're a bunch of shills. I am the Greek god Papadon, aka GGP. Alongside with me, I have the honor of riding the galaxy in under 12 parsecs with a thunder stealing, toy collecting, pretty yet also witty medical droid, and a vicious, malicious, vindictive, Revan still not canon, jabroni Sith Lord. Boy, smarten up the marks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sith Ari, the rampaging Revan Kist, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, the god of steel and thunder. And the man who knows for a fact that Darth Vader wasn't Puerto Rican because no Hispanic ever admitted that he was the father. Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo.
That's my favorite one.
That's fantastic.
There's so many good ones, though.
We have a very special guest with us here tonight. Doc, why don't you do the honors and introduce him since you set this up?
So, coming to us from Impact Wrestling star, Rohit Raju.
Raju, close enough. No one ever gets it right.
Oh, my bad.
No one ever gets it right.
Raju's, my bad.
Way to drop the freaky spot there, Doc.
I was a letter off, my bad.
It's okay.
So, Ro, quick question, my man. We ask all our guests, first time on, two things. One, what is your earliest memory of Star Wars? And two, when is the first time you fell in love with it? It could be one and the same, but it may not be.
It actually is one and the same. I'm an 80s baby, so for me, it was getting the chance. I saw Star Wars. I saw them all out of order. So I saw Star Wars first, and then New Hope, and then I never got to see Empire. I caught like a little bit of it when I was a kid, and then I actually got to go to the theater and watch Return of the Jedi. And as a kid, I remember being scared to death of the freaking Rancor for whatever reason. And then I loved it. And of course, Christmas time, I got all the toys. I was getting toys left and right. I still, in my closet back there, have an old Darth Vader. It clasps together. It was a head where it holds all the figures. And I have a bunch of old beat-up figures in there. That's something I would never give away. And in my garage, I have when Phantom Menace popped out and they started re-releasing all the old classic stuff. I have like AT-ATs in there, Jabba, stuff like that. I may have given that to a friend's kid, but I know I have a bunch of old stuff there too. And up here, you can't see it. I do have Revan, by the way.
Nice.
I have a bunch of figures. I have a couple expensive ass ones from Japan, but one was Luke, Return of the Jedi Luke, and Kylo Ren, where he has multiple faces. But man, first right first time I saw Star Wars, I was in love with it, hands down. Absolutely loved it. OT trilogy for me all the way, just because it's childhood, and I just absolutely love it. I loved it right away.
Well, question: you didn't see Empire in its entirety, so when you saw Return of the Jedi, were you smartened up to the fact that Vader was his father already?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew I had saw bits and pieces of Empire because it was like someone had it on a tape, and I remember watching it, and I saw the actual end. You know what I mean, with the fight and stuff like that. But yeah, so I knew going into it. I was aware.
What's your favorite film?
Empire, hands down. I
like this guy. This guy's smart.
Yeah.
There's only one right answer to that question.
I mean, it just has. They try to. No matter what they do, they'll never recreate it, and it just had so much. It was perfect to me, and it always will be.
Now, my co-host here,
Yeah,
Dark Sith Lord of the
read my mind.
podcast, he is chomping at the bits to ask you his $1 million question. So, Spiro, please ask him. I can read your mind.
Yes, you can.
Call me Professor X.
Yes, Professor X.
Do you have a Star Wars pocket pussy? No, that's not.
You don't? Wait, what? This man. First of all, man.
Do you want to buy a slightly used one?
Yo, first of all, you know what, man? The fact that you have a Reverend figure who isn't fact canon, do not listen to these guys. That's major points with me. Now, I gotta know, what did you think of The Last Jedi?
I knew you were gonna ask me that, and I've listened. I was doing my homework, and I was listening to the podcast, and I was like, oh man, I am a gray Jedi. I am in between. I will if going back, Papa Don, going back to wrestling, if my good friend puts on a subpar performance, I'm going to tell him. Luke Skywalker, one of my favorite characters of all time, I felt he deserved a lot better. I'm not a fan of Last Jedi. So if you guys are, we could debate it all day, but which I do online with people, but that one
it's a tag team match.
Yeah, I tried to like it. The first time I saw it, I remember walking out of the theater and everyone was happy. And I remember I looked at my boy, I said, man, I don't know if I like that movie. And I went home and I thought about it and I said, I got to see it again. I saw it again. I said, I don't like that movie. And I said, there's no way. This can't be right. It's Star Wars. There's no way. And then I watched it again. And the more I watched it, the more I just disliked it. And I couldn't, man. I tried so hard to like it and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't like the movie. I can't. I felt Luke Skywalker just deserved a lot more, but that's here and there between. That's just my opinion, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't like it.
We're not one of those podcasts that shits on fans who don't agree with us. I love the film. I personally think there's a couple of beats in the movie that don't agree with my Star Wars or my take on Star Wars, but overall I like the new trilogy. I like Last Jedi. It's not as good as the original trilogy, in my opinion. I do feel it's a little better than the prequels, but not by much. Because for me, Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
I really like Episode 3. But regardless of that, we have a cut. I'll send you the link, or Doc can send you the link, or Spiro will send you the link. There's a guy named Ivan Ortega. He did his own cut for The Last Jedi. And as much as I love The Last Jedi and I think it's a great film, this was so much better. So you sit down and I think you'd like it. The way he edited it and the way he set it up. All the beats and the complaints. Yeah, definitely. All the beats and the complaints that everyone had. He kind of answers everyone's complaints with his version and satisfies everybody. You know what I mean?
What did you guys think of Colin Trevorrow's cut? That first draft that got put out there.
Go ahead, answer. I'll answer last.
We talked about it. Yeah, I guess we were
going. I was gonna say, I think we all agreed that there were some good ideas. We'll never really know how good it was since we won't see it executed. But I mean, and like the brothers here said, if we got that film and then somebody came out and said, oh, well, this was the original plan. We were going to make The Rise of Skywalker, but instead, then everybody would be saying the same shit. Everybody's talking about that. Oh, you know what? That would have been a way better film, blah, blah, blah. Who fucking knows, man, you know?
No, I agree with you. It's like we love it so much that, oh my God, that could have happened. It wouldn't have mattered. You know, if we had got that one, we'd have been saying the same thing. Oh, they would have brought Palpatine back. That'd have been sweet. We would have been, you know, complaining about that or rejoicing about that. So yeah, I totally agree with you there.
Well, the problem with Star Wars fans these days is that everybody's so fickle. No matter what you do, you're going to piss off a subset of people, and they're going to have a voice, and they're going to get more people and more traction, and then you're just going to fucking hear about it. So,
yeah.
Like you said, the whole Palpatine thing, people are pissed off about that. People are upset about it. Why do they do it? But if it was flipped and that was on the table, there would have been so many people who were like, that would have been a great idea. But so goes 2020.
Yeah. I mean,
well, it is human
done.
nature. Yeah, it is. It's
so it's
done.
time to go on, move on.
Exactly. I mean, it's human nature to want what you don't have. You know what I mean? And then I felt the Colin Trevorrow script was good, but equally as good as Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if you're a fan, Ro, but
yeah,
we went to the movie together, all three of us, and we loved it. I mean, I loved it. They loved it.
Yep.
In my opinion, the only two aspects of the movie I don't like is the beginning and the end. I feel like the beginning and the end, the editing process was kind of choppy, like Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
And the fight at the end, it was same thing. It was kind of choppy and it was very quick.
Yeah.
I think Palpatine did the favors and the honors way too quick to Rey. So that's why I feel that this supposed JJ cut that's in existence somewhere in a vault, I think it's true. I think there is a 3-hour cut of the movie which will make the movie better, which will explain how the Palpatine did come back, which is one of my biggest gripes. And the end having a bigger fight with the Force Ghosts. I think that's in an existence, and hopefully we get it either in a Blu-ray or on Disney Plus or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no way they put that movie out and it wasn't obviously it was heavily edited, so there has to be at least a half-hour worth of footage out there that explains a lot more stuff. Even in the when the leaks came out, which were almost like 100% spot on, it had stuff in there with Jaina being Lando's daughter.
Yep.
And then the dialogue with Luke and Leia's training was actually different too. It was, she learned she was pregnant, so she put down the saber to raise her kid instead of the whole, oh, I sense the prophecy thing with Rey stuff. But other than that, like the script, that leak was like 100%. And so I figured if that's how the leak was, there has to be a cut of that movie with all that information that we didn't get. It has to be. At least some of it. I hope we see it.
I hope so too. I mean, we have a saying on the show, what's better than Star Wars?
More fucking Star Wars.
More Star Wars.
There you go. But like you said, we have to move onward and forward. So there's something in the winds for Star Wars. You fans might know what we're talking about. It's called Project Luminous. We touched base on it. We have no idea what it is. They're doing some kind of let's see, what's it called? A press conference on the 24th of February regarding Project Luminous. Now, initially, there's rumors that it's going to start off in the novels, lead to a video game, then lead to some movies and some comics. I have no idea what it entails. I will say and take a guess here. It has something to do with the Jedi. Just with the word luminous, because I guess in the prequels, Yoda said sometimes we're all luminous beings or whatever the case may be. One of the Jedi said it. Could have been Ben Kenobi, could have been Qui-Gon, could have been...
luminous beings we are.
Not this crude matter here.
So, what's your takes, boys? Let's hear.
I think it's smart for them to do this multi-platform thing because it brings everything into the fold. So either a TV show, announcement of a TV show, comics, video games, books, as they make this push now that we have this kind of lack of Star Wars between The Mandalorian finishing and the start of Clone Wars and the end of the movies and kind of us up in the air. There's got to be something to fill that void right now. And I think it's going to be whatever happens here with this multi-platform push, which is the smartest thing they could probably do.
Yeah. Well, man, I said Wow. Like maybe two months ago or so. My theory was that Project Luminous, because of something that was teased in a comic, I said, first of all, I don't even know if Project Luminous is an actual thing in Star Wars or if it's like a phase that Disney is going to launch like all this stuff, you know. But if it's an actual thing, I said that is it a way that, well, not the Empire, but whoever the bad guys are going to be now going forward are going to find a way to maybe harness the Force as a weapon itself. You know, I don't know if you guys remember us talking about that.
Yeah, and I remember.
I don't remember shit. CTE.
CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
No, I was gonna say in the Thrawn trilogy, those books they came out with recently. Oh my God, it was because I think that was still canon because I think it was after his appearance in Rebels.
Unlike Revan.
Now there's that big rumor that they're gonna remaster Knights of the Old Republic, so that would make him canon. And his name was canon because in that the Sith troopers each had a squadron.
Yep.
And you got So I don't know if I mean.
Don't worry, Spiro knows all about
it.
He already blew a load over that book. So don't worry.
But in the Thrawn trilogy, because remember the Yuzan Vong, one of the reasons the Emperor they called them something different in that book, so it wasn't them. But it was still the same. What were they called?
Or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So maybe I wonder if they'll bring those guys into it, like they came from the outer, realm or outer. The unknown regions and shit.
Right.
Yeah. But whatever they do, if it's comics, video games, and books, I hope they do, because I feel like they tripped over themselves a lot of times, and they'd have to be like, "Oh, this happened in a book. Oh, but it was different in the movie, or so and so did this in the book, but then in the movie they were different." So I hope they have someone overseeing all of that, and so if whatever does happen in the book carries on to the show, the game, or the movies, and everyone pays attention to that, so it's one cohesive universe. So
do you think that person should be George Lucas coming back?
I don't know, man. Lucas, I would love George Lucas to come back, but I don't know if he would not want to have that much control. You know what I mean? He'd still probably look at it as his baby, even though he sold it. I think Dave Filoni should be the guy in charge of the lore, because he's so good with keeping it all together with Clone Wars, Rebels, and he helps out big with the Mando. So I think if anything, I mean that's pretty much his apprentice. So give it to Filoni, let him do all that. I think everything would actually be in line and make sense.
We agree.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Filoni, I trust 100%.
Yeah.
Bob Iger had his call today, his earnings call, Disney earnings call, and on the call, they touched base on when The Mandalorian season 2 will be starting. October 2020. So now we have a month. We don't have an exact date, but 1 week in October, season 2 starts, which isn't too far away. What is it, 8 months away?
Yeah, I think so, 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah. So he basically said the future of Star Wars, the space opera saga that Disney bought in the rights to in 2012 for $4 billion, will be on the small screen. So he emphasized about Disney Plus, and he emphasized about the upcoming shows, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Clone Wars, and then Cassian Andor series coming out. So he's saying that they might even have characters from the season 2 of The Mandalorian that might have spin-off shows. So who knows? We might get a Cara Dune series, Grief Cargo series. We definitely not going to get a Quill series because
Revan series.
No.
Oh man, he's just rubbing it in.
Oh, dude, that's the running gag.
This is 90% of the show.
That is 24/7.
You know what else? Iger said he said that suddenly there was this ridiculous spike in the amount of merch that was sold in Disney in California. I don't know what happened. On Saturday, we sold so much fucking merchandise because some jabroni was over there spending. By the way, the official total that I spent at at Galaxy's Edge.
Wait. Hold
Wait,
on.
we took a
What was
poll.
The poll, though.
We did take a poll. All right, you want to go to the poll? All
Say
right,
the
hold on.
poll first. Yeah.
So,
We know
bro,
how you like. We know how you like smoking those polls.
yeah, I know. I love smoking the polls. The only polls I smoke are smoked. Anyway, so let's see. I got to scroll through the whole thing here. Sorry, I wasn't teed up. All right. So what do you guys think I spent? I'm curious.
$2,000.
$2,000. All right,
Yeah,
Spiro.
Yeah, $2,000 as well.
It's
Yeah.
in there for 6 hours. Remember.
That's probably just on meals alone at Disney. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Listen, man,
three
I'm-
grand.
Are we
saying
taking? Wait, hold
$2,000.
on. Are we taking into account meals and hotel?
Yeah,
and
the
all
whole.
that?
No, so I didn't pay for a hotel. I stay with my in-laws.
5.
I'm
Oh,
not counting hotel, not counting flights.
Oh,
Tickets,
all right.
tickets to the parking, and then whatever else I spent inside there, food, all that shit.
Oh, then it's an easy $7,000.
Yeah, I wish.
I'm gonna say.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
Oh fuck, more than that, bro. Well, listen, man. We got to also take into account that his kids didn't let him have all the fun he wanted to have.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say 10 grand.
$10,000. Holy shit. No. I spent a grand total of $1,205.55.
That's it.
wow.
Oh fuck.
I told you.
I need- I need
6
to- I
hours
need-
in there.
I need to listen.
Wait a
Doc,
minute.
I've seen you 6
fly
hours in
there?
a strip club. You spent a lot more, and that was at the Toolbox with and at the Blue Oyster with Proctor and
That's a sketchy.
the other guy. Anyhow,
Did
That
you
was
build a
good.
lightsaber?
I did build a lightsaber.
Ooh,
why
what
don't you show
color?
me your elemental lightsaber you built?
I didn't even show you guys last week because we
No, you did. You had the strap.
did
and
show
everything.
us.
we did the Asajj Ventress one last week. We didn't do this one.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh,
My buddy just got back too from,
We didn't
but he
do
went
it.
to Orlando. And he flipped his shit.
ah.
So it comes in this cool case that they give you the strap on your back, and
Turn off
Yeah.
the lights, bro.
oh, easy. Okay, take it easy. You gotta buy me a drink first, fuckface.
Yeah.
So here it goes.
Nice.
Looks like some Fallen Order shit right there. That's sweet.
Kind of got like the
Yes.
ray emitter on top over there. So the cool thing about it is that when you sit down there, you pick the one that you want to make, and they give you 2 of these top portions over here, so you can choose between the 2 of them from here. So I picked this one because it looked.
And
a
that's
little,
all metal,
more
dude?
like this is all 100% metal right here. Yep,
Holy shit!
super heavy.
Beautiful.
And they give you an option to pick either 2 of these. There's actually 4 of them because they're on the bottom as
Hold
well.
on. Now that looks like something I saw at the bottom of my wife's drawer.
Yeah, this is a
What is that?
This is a special lightsaber.
It's a hair straightener.
And they give you the
Of
pieces for the
course.
trigger. So they give you 2 sets of those, and then they give you the bottom portion, which is the clip. They give you again 2 of those to choose from, and they give you another middle portion. So there's 4 total middle portions to pick from, and then the inside. This is plastic, thank God. If not, it'll make it so much heavier. And the kyber crystal goes right there in the middle.
Now
And,
it kind of looks like Scott Steiner's pipe from fucking WCW.
That's hilarious. My favorite pro wrestler with a live mic, by the way. Anyway, so putting it back together here. You
Bro,
saw
have you
that?
ever been?
No, I've never been. I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
Like, one of my homies just got back and he was telling me about it. He said the only thing he wishes that they had, like even merchandise, they really didn't have any prequel or original trilogy stuff down there to buy. It was all new stuff.
Not
That's
much
a
stuff.
shame.
But he said he loved it, hands down. He loved it. That's sweet.
So there it goes. Got the leather wrap on there, and then when you stick the blade in,
Is that Casey Blade?
the who blade?
Casey Blade.
Never heard of her. This is the yellow crystal, so it's lighting yellow.
It looks green to me.
Yeah, it shows up green on our end.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
so
it's-
sweet.
It's
It's
bad.
It matches your in-ring abilities there, Doc. It's green.
Green. You can suck on that right there. Like I'm slapping you in the face with it right there. Look. Pap, 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 pap.
Oh shit.
That's fantastic.
So then when you change the kyber crystal, it'll actually change the color of the blade as well, which is pretty cool. Let me see. I think I have the purple one here somewhere. But from top to bottom, it was like $212. I bought the clip with it that you can hang it off the side of your belt. which is universal for all the sabers, the legacy sabers too. That was actually like $12-13 or some shit. It's all a gimmick down there. They get you for fucking every single
Oh,
pitch.
hell yeah. They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. And, people talking shit about them not making any money. They're making money hand over fist over there, boys.
If they're not making money over on the right, they're making double that on the left. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're making it somewhere.
All the haters.
Did you guys see what's his name from he went down there and he bought like the
Down
fucking
where?
credits
Down here?
down here, the fucking credits and shit, the Imperial credits
Alex.
and shit.
Yeah,
Alex, yeah.
Alex who?
Yeah,
Alex P. Keaton? Who are you talking about?
one of our listeners, Alex, aka I am a Jedi, says the purple.
Ooh, that purple sweet.
Yeah.
So it's an easy switch. You pop it back
Purple
in.
saber, motherfucker.
I really wish he comes back.
Oh man,
Dude, man, if he came back, oh shit.
Well, that's a good
People lose their
segue to
shit.
what I want to talk about next. All right. We all wanted to know how Maz Kanata ended up with Luke's saber, right? And she said, "Oh, that's another story for another time," right? All right, cool. Maybe it might be a movie, maybe it might be a book, who knows? Which I hate. I hate the fact that they can't just throw everything on movies or TV shows, but I digress. Because I'm the mark that buys all the books and everything. So Star Wars just explained through a Marvel comic how the saber, after Luke got his hand got cut off, started its journey to Maz Kanata. Some Jedi or some hooded figure ended up grabbing it. So here's the $1 million question. Who do you guys think it is? I'll let you know who I think it is, but I'll go last. You guys can go first.
I think it's Colonel Mustard.
With the candlestick?
In the living room?
In the living room, yes.
I personally think it's Black Scorpion, but in reality, it's Ric Flair under the hood, if you couldn't tell.
I personally think it's Doc's ex-wife coming to chop him up for not paying the alimony.
Yeah, I pay that check every month, boy, without fail. Don't worry.
Yeah. I think probably a ghost, right? Because the text was wavy and blue or some shit like that. My guess is, I don't know. They covered the face, so maybe I would say Obi-Wan. Maybe it's Qui-Gon. But whoever was wearing it was also rocking gloves. So
Mace Windu, boys. That's
you do think Mace? That'd be sweet.
I think it's Mace Windu, and I think the reason why he's rocking the glove is because his hand got chopped off. That's a robotic hand.
Oh my God, if that happened.
Are you saying the only two black people in the Star Wars universe were in the same place at the same exact time? That is fucking sketchy, bro. And racist.
Listen, man. I think he was there to go after Vader. And I think he caught the saber. And I think maybe Vader encountered him afterwards. And maybe Vader took him out.
That'd be sweet. I don't like them going back and retcon and shit like that, but if they did that, I would be so okay with that. Holy shit, that'd be sweet.
I agree with you on certain retcons, but certain retcons need to be made, in my opinion. There's too many plot holes.
Yeah.
Like the Rogue One specifically.
Yeah. Thank you for stealing my thunder.
You're very welcome.
Rogue One being a good explanation of why the exhaust port that can blow up the Death Star is to the chain reactor. It's just a big air vent, which makes no sense logistically for any space station or any building in general. But then also, if you watch Empire, and they retconned where Vader finds out Luke is his son, right? In the comic books, it's after episode 4, Boba Fett finds out about Luke Skywalker and brings the news to Vader. And Vader couldn't believe that he had a son he didn't know about.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
I've been there before.
Wow. So it's getting emotional here on the New Force Order, folks. So where I'm going at before I was rudely interrupted by Dr. Phil over here.
I prefer Maury Povich, thank you.
Okay. We heard that about you, but anyhow, he's not the booker. You're not going to get booked, so it doesn't work, Doc. The Empire Strikes Back, when they find the base in the beginning on Hoth because of the droid, and the commander, one of the commanders on the Imperial ships, doesn't want to waste the time, and then Vader walks over and goes, "That's them," and I bet you Skywalker's on there too. How the hell did he know it was Skywalker if initially he found out through the Emperor that it was Skywalker's was his son?
Never thought about it like that. Yeah, that's true.
It caught me by surprise, and I'm trying to think. They changed that during the special edition because I don't recall they did. So I'm saying to myself, if that's the case, then they had to explain how he knew about Skywalker was present at Hoth and how he felt him. How did he know it's Skywalker? He's Anakin Skywalker. You're like, how would he not know that's his kid? So
we talked about this before. I mean,
yeah, but Ro wasn't on the show before, so it'll bore you.
No, but
I should playing with freaking Beta Bill's hammer again.
You're right. He's right in my hand right now. You're right.
Damn.
You're like clairvoyant. That's the Force. So listen, if I'm one of the main bad guys of the biggest bad guy institution of the world, and someone blows up this multi-gajillion-dollar fucking space station, I'm gonna find out who the fuck that guy was. So there's no way in between New Hope and Empire that Vader didn't do some fucking Googling to try to figure out who this guy was that blew his shit up. Did he listen? If he is Skywalker like Smith, I don't know. You know,
no, it's not. Antilles is.
You're right. You're right. Antilles is the Smith of the Star Wars universe. You are correct. Because he thought his kids died in childbirth. So
no, he didn't. Oh, well,
yeah.
Not
childbirth.
He thought Padme was dead, so the
kids are gonna die with her. So, did he not put two and two together? That sounds a little fishy. I mean, clearly he felt the Force. He had to feel some kind of Force in him when he was behind him in the ship.
He did. He said the Force is strong with this one.
So if he's got a name and he's got the fact that he is strong in the Force, you would think that he would be like, is that my fucking, is someone related to me? Maybe he didn't know it was his son, but
yeah, but it couldn't, who else could it be? There are no other Skywalkers. It's Uncle Owen Lars.
Yeah, I know.
So if it's his brother through his mother, then the last name would be Lars. It wouldn't be Skywalker.
I understand that. I get that.
So what I'm saying is, none of us thought about this when we were kids. We just enjoyed the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is now, as we get older, we look for, if this, stuff like this pops up, whether we're looking for it or not, it occurs, and they just fixed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, retcon, one retrospect could be bad, like McClunky.
Oh God!
God.
I'm a fan of McClunky, by the way.
Well,
I'm a fan in a funny way, but I think
because it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I like McClunky better than Greedo shot first.
Indeed,
in my opinion, I'll go down swinging. Han shot first. He will always be the one who shot first.
Twice on Sunday.
That's right, and I think they proved it in Solo. Did you like Solo?
Yeah, I did. I like Solo.
I like this guy.
Yeah. Solo
all
was
the right
fun,
answers.
I popped hard at the end too. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Of course, man.
Because I had people, and going off topic, I apologize, but I like the ending to it because a lot of people were like, "Well," because they didn't watch Clone Wars, and one of my favorite part of Clone Wars was his whole taking over the underworld, the shit with the Mandalorians, the Darksaber. Popped hard at the end of Mandalorian when the motherfucker got out with the Darksaber. I can't wait to see where that goes. But yeah, man, I thought Solo was fine.
Very cool. Very cool. Some other news that came out. What else came out this week? We talked Kathleen Kennedy, Spiro's favorite chica, said that it's guaranteed that we're going to get a movie directed by a female director. What are your thoughts, Spiro?
Let me ask you this, though. What set that up?
Who cares? Male, female, trans, cis. I don't give a shit. Give me a fucking movie.
Yeah, but did somebody ask her that specifically, or did she just come out and say, "Oh, hey, by the way,
I think someone asked her. She was getting interviewed, and they're like, "Hey, are we gonna?" You know how people already push their agendas nowadays everywhere, but I think someone asked her. But Deborah Chow, if you're gonna have anybody direct a movie, give it to her. Her shit on Mandalorian was top notch.
100%.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. They're giving her the whole Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. If we put 1 and 1 together and get 7, here's the deal. if all the gripes about Kenobi and all the rumors being true that it might go back to being a movie, and Deborah Chow is directing it, and she's saying, and Kathleen Kennedy saying there absolutely is going to be a female director on a Star Wars movie, is she subliminally breaking kayfabe and letting the people know that Obi-Wan's going to be a movie?
Yeah.
Because she was trying to get over to get her feminism views over. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
she can't help herself, man. Listen, man.
I agree with you there.
If somebody specifically asked her that, I can't attack her the way I normally do. But you know what? No, look, she can't help her fucking self, man. It's like, who gives a fuck if she's got a dick between her legs or she's got a fucking, sweet strange and shit slit, up and down, left to right. Who fucking cares, man? Just make a fucking movie.
Where have you been? Jesus.
You know what I mean? Yo, you know what? The next director could be a fucking hamster. I don't give a fuck, man. Just make a good movie.
As long as it's good, yeah.
Right?
I don't give a shit. Give me quality. I don't care what you're trying. Just don't push anything. Just give me quality.
Doc, that means you got to take the hamster out of your ass to let him direct that fucking movie.
That's right.
Listen, he's been itching. He's been itching.
Oh shit!
Oh, tremendous!
Me and Richard Gere.
Yeah, Richard Gere type shit. Yeah, exactly.
Well, quick question. I mean, so the fans know. I mean, all three of our fans anyway. They may be wrestling fans. Let's touch base a little bit on your wrestling history. Where did you train at? Where are you from? How long you been working? If you don't mind.
11 years. I actually met you at a Ring of Honor camp my 3rd year or 4th year. You were there, and I think I was only in it. I was only in like a few years at the time, but I remember you being there, and you gave me really good advice, and you complimented my work too at the time. When I saw you were doing this, I was like, oh, I know that guy.
That definitely wasn't popping on, by the way.
No, he was cool at the camp.
He's not complimenting anybody's work.
He was cool. He was cool at the camp. But I trained with a dude named Joe Bird at first. Xavier Justice, local guy out here in Michigan in Flint. I went there 6 months. After I got cleared to wrestle, I started working local shows, and I started going down to Detroit at the House of Truth, and I'd go there and get some pointers from Truth here and there, and just traveling wherever I could go. I was doing mixed martial arts at the time, and the wrestling started to take off a little bit better. I did the Ring of Honor camps. I ended up getting booked with them here and there. And I did shows. I did about 5 or 6 shows for them. Nothing happened. And then I decided to go up to Can-Am, where Scott D'Amore's school is. And this was before he was with Impact again. And I just started training there because I wanted something different. Their style up there at Border City is really crisp. And I started going there. And the next thing you know, he goes back to Impact. He's like, hey, I got an opportunity for you. We need somebody for a tag match, and we want you to team up with one of my good buddies. So we did. Got to wrestle Garza Jr. and Laredo Kid twice. And this is when Jarrett was running it. And I'm half black, half Indian. But my mom was adopted, so I don't know shit about, my culture, which is terrible of me. But I started learning a lot of stuff. And I was saying stuff, and I talked to Jarrett. I was like, sweet, man. Jarrett liked me. I'm probably going to get signed. Well, Jarrett ended up leaving, quitting, getting fired, whatever. I have no idea. And so nothing happened. And then I just kind of stayed, trying to see what was going on with Impact. And I did some Tough Enough style thing they did. And I ended up winning that. Got to go to the tapings in December 2 years ago in Ottawa. And I did real well. And I wrestled under Hakeem Zayn. That was my ring name I was wrestling under I still do that in some places. And then they got the contract with Sony 6. They said, hey, aren't you, you're Indian? I said, yes. They said, well, we want to do an Indian stable. They brought in the great Gama, who I absolutely love. Gama's amazing. His stories about the old Calgary days are freaking sweet. So I started wrestling for them. It's my 3rd year this year. But I've been wrestling for about 11 years, just cutting my teeth, man, trying to get noticed and trying to do my thing. Now I'm on Impact, but now I'm there trying to get noticed and trying to, build my stock there. And I kind of do something a little bit different on the indies here and there. I'll still wrestle under Hakeem Zayn, but I won't do like the Indian gimmick. I just do me, and cut promos that are pretty vitriol for today's standards, just shit on the fans for being, marks, you know what I mean? And just calling them out. To me, the best villain is a villain that's right, but he just goes about it being an asshole, like Thanos. So I just try to be like that. I just call them out for liking dumb shit, being offended by stuff. And it's actually started to take off at this place in Chicago called AAW. And I'm hoping Impact will let me take a little bit of that and put it with what they're trying to do. But yeah, man, that's it, man. I'm still hustling, and I love being a part of Impact. It's fun. I never thought I would get there, but you always strive to get somewhere, and I am, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So, and thanks for having me on, guys. I love this shit, the banter back and forth. This is my type of stuff. So just shooting the shit, being idiots, talking Star Wars. I'm all about it.
Hell yeah.
That's what we do best.
I was like I said, I was doing my homework, listening to some of the stuff. I was like, I'm gonna fit right in. So
perfect.
It's pretty cool, man. Congratulations on,
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
On being with Impact, dude. That's awesome. A couple of good guys on that roster that I know that I've wrestled with. Very good group of guys, and hopefully they continue to do good business now that they're on Axis now. Correct?
Yeah. Hopefully they got a great roster. Fala, is Fala one of your boys?
Yeah, I know Fala.
Jersey, love Fala. But yeah, man, I hope we can do well and continue to go in the right direction.
Very well. Good. We do a segment here, speaking about wrestling and wrestling terminology, called "Who's More Over." And you people out there who are listening for the first time might be saying to yourself, "Oh, I don't understand. That's not grammatically correct. How can it be over?" Well, there, numbnuts. Over is a wrestling terminology. It means you're popular with the fans. So in wrestling, when you're a good guy and you're a babyface and you're over as a babyface, that means the people love you. That means they're going to pay X amount of money to come see you wrestle and kick the crap out of the villain, and vice versa. When you're the villain or the heel and you're over as a heel, people hate you. They despise you. They loathe you the way Doc does with his ex-wife, and you'll pay enough. Yeah, I'm not lying. He's shaking his head now. So you'd pay enough money to come get the villain get his ass kicked. So what we do here, we compare two aspects of Star Wars: person, place, thing, doesn't matter. And we don't put them in a match. We don't put them in a fight. We just compare them and we see who's more over with you, but most importantly, who's more over with us. So, Doc, who are our contestants tonight?
I had a fun time doing the graphics for this one because the design of these specific characters are ones that I like. So we put in the ring this week, in one corner, the Knights of Ren from the Rise of Skywalker against the Praetorian Guards from The Last Jedi.
And this matchup was brought to you by one of our fans. Spiro, who was it?
Who was our fan?
Who gave us this idea? Alex, who was it?
I'm sorry, man.
That's not all. That's not all she gave you this week. She gave you a fucking headache this week. That's for sure.
All right.
Stop it. Kayfabe. Go.
One of our super fans, Holly Garland.
Thank you, Holly. It was a good matchup. Anyway,
Great matchup.
Let's go.
Man.
Is there a fucking echo in here? Doc, let's go to Facebook and the polls and the comments and all that stuff. And then we'll go to the email.
What about Facebook? Sorry. Okay, so comments on Facebook. Chuchi Figueroa, a.k.a. Todd Figueroa. Praetorian Guards, the Knights of Ren, Den of Nerds, just kidding, are just barely even shown. Matter of fact, I've seen Revan more than the Knights of Ren, and Revan isn't. And Revan
isn't. God damn.
Oh man!
And if you missed that last line, and Revan is a candidate.
Hold on. Shout out to Mr. Todd himself, Chuchi. He said he bought an NFO shirt.
Yes,
so good on him. He'll be the coolest looking guy in the Bronx buying Yayo from Benny Blanco. So go on.
Yo, buying that shirt made up for the last comment there.
Everybody in jail is gonna ask him where he got that shirt. So Holly Garland. Speaking of,
I'll show you new Force Order, kid. Grab your ankles and squeal. You dropped the soap. Now here's my lightsaber.
The dark saber.
Just like my father's before me. The dark saber.
The very dark saber.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Anyway, Holly Garland.
Who?
Holly Garland.
Okay.
Knights of Ren was one of the biggest disappointments in The Rise of Skywalker. Don't want to get into how many times it took me to seeing it to realize arm cannon guy. Came across concept artwork that showed 7 Knights of Ren. We only saw 6 with Kylo. They were an afterthought, and they shouldn't have done a Knights of Ren series to do them justice. They should have done a Knights of Ren series to do them justice. You'd never. They were supposed to be force sensitive like Kylo. You never know. Sorry. But I read they were held back due to their lack of force sensitive training. So now, them coming off as pansies in The Rise of Skywalker makes a little more sense, I guess. The Praetorian Guard had the best look. Their weapons, the one electro chain whip guy. She's apparently into whips and chains. Mental note. The Snoke throne room scene in The Last Jedi is one of my favorite parts. I need to remind you, it took both Kylo and Rey to beat them. She makes really good points. John and Wright, I'm going to have to go with the Guard. They gave Rey and Kylo a run for their money. From what was seen, the Knights had no cool weapons and didn't do much when his lightsaber was introduced. At least the Guard was able to do something. You want the poll answers?
Sure.
They seem to agree with the fans. 76 to 24%. The Praetorian Guards are over.
Wow, look at that. Well, let's see who sent us any emails this week. Listen here, you freaking jabronis. You guys all like the show. All you scruffy nerf herders out there, and you guys say, hey, do this, hey, do that. It's very simple. You go to www.newforceorder.com. You can buy t-shirts. You can buy merchandise. You can buy freaking NFL flamethrowers. But regardless of that, you can also send us your email responses to newforceorder@yahoo.com. And if you're lucky enough, we'll read it on air like this one right now. First time emailer, boys. Tim Gilby. That joke never gets old. Anyhow. Never. Hey, NFO guys. This week I'm picking the Praetorian Guards. Simple answer. They look like badass samurai warriors. And in my book, that's over. Yalla. NFO for life.
For life.
All right. So let's go around the horn here. Who you guys picking? Let's start with our guest. Ro.
The Guards. They just did more. They put up more of a fight, and they look better. They just seem sweet. I was very stoked for the Knights of Ren, and they just didn't do nothing with them. I got to go with the Guards.
Spiro?
The Knights of Ren, probably the poorest executed thing about this new fucking trilogy. I mean, all this hype, we thought we were going to see him in The Last Jedi. Nothing at all. So we got hyped thinking these guys, they were going to come out kicking ass in The Rise of Skywalker, and they were just fucking jobbers, glorified fucking jobbers. I had high hopes for them, but I got to go with the fucking Guards. They did a lot more. They actually fought. Not sure why the fuck they had. To me, the Knights of Ren looked like something a bit, I don't know, primitive. They were like fucking sort of like cavemen and shit, man. I mean, according to the comics, they're supposed to be force sensitive. We didn't see shit that would indicate that. Not one had lightsaber, but yet we learned that Knights of Ren meant that they were Knights of the Lightsaber, right? Or some shit.
Yep.
Not one of them except for fucking Kylo. So, fuck it, man. The fucking Guards, bro.
It was a tough battle. I mean, like you said, the that kind of primitive look of the Knights of Ren. Actually, I like that. I like that kind of they looked kind of grungy and nasty. But I also like the fact that the Praetorian Guards looked very soldier-like. They had pristine armor, and they worked as a kind of cohesive unit when they had that scene in the Last Jedi. I thought it was a great matchup. Scene-wise, for sure, the Praetorian Guards take it. But I think aesthetic-wise, just the differences in the Knights of Ren, I like them better. But unfortunately, they did fucking absolutely nothing, and I really hope they flesh them out somewhere in some series and something so we could see something. So I'm going to go Knights of Ren.
Did you guys read that comic with them in it? There was I think it was a Kylo comic.
Yep.
And Luke puts the whooping on him, of course. But it was like the dude was called Ren. He was like a former dark side or his dark side user or some shit. That was sweet, man. Give me more of that. Give me more of that shit.
Oh, I agree.
Agreed.
A little something though. When he introduced himself to Luke and young Ben Solo when they were at the temple with what's that dude's name in 7?
Max von Sydow's character.
Yeah.
I can't. I know what you're talking about. Damn.
Oh, Lord Santeca.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. It's there. It's there. Takes a minute to warm up like a 1977 Buick, but it's okay. When he said hello, he went, "Hello there," in the comics. It kind of struck me like, wait a minute, that's Obi-Wan's line. Why would he be saying Obi-Wan's line? You can't see his face. Did he take off the mask in the comic?
He did at the end.
And it wasn't obviously Obi-Wan, right?
No, he just looked like some normal dude.
So anyhow. All right, let's see. Who am I going to pick? I like the Knights of Ren. Maybe in a JJ cut, they show a scene where they kick the crap out of Chewie when they actually freaking take him prisoner. Who knows? But that's all head booking and head canon now. The Praetorian Guards were awesome, but they were just a modification of the Royal Guards, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They were just 2.0. But they did do more. So, since Doc did pick the Knights of Ren, I'm going to go with the Praetorian Guards. Because if everyone went Praetorian Guards, I would have picked Knights of Ren, just to be that guy. But I'm going to go with the Praetorian Guards.
That's what I did.
They stole my thunder again.
As usual. See, the problem with the Emperor's Royal Guards is that they did absolutely fucking nothing at all points. I mean, we saw them in Return of the Jedi for 2 seconds. Leave us, gods. And they left them. And then we saw them in Sith where Yoda slams them against the wall and they did absolutely nothing. They look great. Aesthetically, they look awesome. I'm glad they kind of used a similar look for the Praetorian Guards and brought them over. And they did more. But again, the fucking Knights of Ren are just murdering me. Absolutely killing me.
Well, listen, those Royal Guards, they were there to sell toys.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, toys ain't selling the way it used to sell because kids are on their iPads. They don't play with toys anymore, or they don't even go outside to play stickball or whatever. You know what I mean? Handball or football or baseball or manhunt. They just sit in the house all day and they watch Netflix and they eat Cheetos and they go on their tablets.
They're smoking meth and shit too these days, these fucking kids, you know?
Sure, if you say so. I don't know if you're selling it to them and that's how you know. I don't know.
Out here in Long Island, man, there's a serious fucking problem. No, actually, I think it's fucking H and shit, man.
Yeah, it's a big heroin. Oh, you're going down this rabbit hole, dude. It's a big heroin problem because of all the heroin that we brought over in the Middle East. We have people, soldiers, guarding poppy fields out there for the opium. And once we went there in the 90s, that's when the heroin started coming back because heroin was dead since the 70s. And that's why crack and cocaine was so big in the 80s and the early 90s. And then they brought it back. And then ever since then, heroin now has been huge here in Long Island and New York, especially in the high schools and stuff. All the kids are smoking it and snorting it and turning into zombies. So
it's like that here in Michigan too. There's a lot of younger people just doing meth and heroin. It's stupid.
Oh,
it's insane. It's insane. And the younger they are too, how much they just get involved in it. It's like, damn, man, live a little, but not like that.
Just so you know, Ro, I do another podcast. It's a conspiracy podcast. So,
yes.
Conspiracy Horseman. I've heard it.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Man, I was talking to. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I was on his podcast a while back, and he actually put me on to you, Doc. And I think Doc's frozen on my end, or is he just very still? Or is he frozen? No, he's frozen.
He's a snack.
He's frozen.
Yeah.
He fell off. There he goes.
But yeah, he was telling me about it. Yeah, about the. I love this conspiracy theory stuff too, man. That's good stuff.
All right, I just didn't want to go off on a tangent and all that stuff without you knowing the backstory here.
Oh, man.
Unlike the Lucasfilm, I explained my.
Yeah.
There he is.
Every time you go down that conspiracy fucking rabbit hole, something happens on Skype. Every single time.
That's because the NSA listening. What's up, boys? You know what I mean? The alphabet boys are after me.
Just got kicked off because of the conspiracy shit.
Hey, go ahead and put out that fucking disclaimer now that you did not commit suicide, all right?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
right.
I did not commit suicide. I don't do drugs. I won't overdose on drugs. You won't find me dead anywhere. I'm not gonna hang myself with a red scarf from a doorknob.
Shit, be careful. Oh, and it was Ray
Oh,
Hernandez.
Big Ray.
Yeah, Big Ray. Yep. But he was telling me about you guys and shit. I was like, hell yeah, man. And he actually told me about the new Force Order too. So.
And he's the producer of the show, so he produces the show when it's done.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So shout out to Big Ray. Anyhow, so what else? Let's talk about some Star Wars, boys.
So hold on. Let's back up a second. We talked about the character in the comic book named Ren, right? Who was the leader of the Knights of Ren. Now, Spiro and I have a side project going on that's going to start in about a month or so. Everybody in the show may or may not know that one of my hobbies is collecting action figures. And if I swing my camera to behind me, I have all my Marvel Legends hanging back over there. But I also make my own action figures. And Papa Don talks about that I'm painting Beast Balls or Beta Ray Bill's crotch. He is correct. And I'm working on right now, almost finished, with my custom Beta Ray Bill that I did from fucking, multiple different figures. So Spiro and I have a side project going in March that I am going to actually make a custom Ren figure.
Nice.
Which should be pretty easy. Kind of have the parts all ready to go. Need a little sculpting here and there, but we're going to record it in fast speed so we can actually put it on the website so everybody can see the process of how it actually happens.
It's magic. It
is kind of magic. I agree.
Yo, man, you want to laugh, man?
Clever editing, boys.
Yes,
clever editing indeed. You want to laugh though? You want to talk about some CTE shit? When you said me and Spiro have a side project, I fucking froze like, and then I'm like, okay, all right, yes, I remember. Jesus Christ, bro, it's bad, man.
Tremendous. News came out today. Pablo Hidalgo from Lucasfilm said that the first act in episode 9 changed dramatically over time. And then it wasn't the last act that changed so much because some numbnut went on a popcorn podcast claiming he was one of the Knights of Ren.
My God.
And said that the ending was different where Kylo lived and Rey died. And everyone got their panties in a bunch. And then, I don't know if it was hours later or days later, it came to find out that this freaking Fonzanute over there was a freaking Fugazi. And he wasn't even in the movie. And when Doc sent me the clip, I looked at him. I'm like, this guy's not no goddamn stunt guy. He can't work, boys. Come on. This guy's a freaking Fugazi.
He looked like one of those guys from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, he would look like a fucking fat Ray Romano. You think he's gonna fit in a Knights of Ren suit, dude? Come on. And he didn't know anything.
I was just reporting the news, baby. That's all.
No, I'm not yelling at you, Doc. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
The Fonzanutes.
What's a Fonzanute? Anyhow.
I don't know. What's a Fonzanute with you?
So, Hidalgo comes out and says that the first act changed dramatically. So there might be something there, man. When there's smoke, there's fire. So this JJ cut, here's another person adding fuel to the fire. First, it was the editor, whatever her name was. Then it was Chris Terrio. Now it's Pablo Hidalgo. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a director's edition or director's cut. And this thing's going to be 3 hours long. Supposedly, there's a 4-hour cut to the episode 7, The Force Awakens. And the 4-hour cut to the episode 1.
Bring it.
No, I don't know about that. I can't stand Jar Jar, so I don't know.
That'd be a nightmare.
More Jar Jar.
Didn't we actually talk once about one of the leaks stated that the film started out with a training flashback? I don't know if it was with Ray. I mean Ray and Leia, or fucking Luke and Leia.
Luke and Leia.
Yeah, okay. I think it was the scene that we saw. I think that was supposed to be in the beginning, though. And then the whole voiceover thing got added later with Luke. But yeah, I think that's how they were supposed to start it, was with that or some shit.
Yeah.
So goes the rumor that that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to, yeah.
Speaking about rumors, Doc, I heard a rumor out there that you like to collect toys.
Occasionally.
Oh shit!
I think that may be
Is
actually
it time?
a true story.
It could be. Is it time? It could be time. Hold on, Spiro. Did you pick anything to prove that it's canon for your segment that you like to do now? This is how it's canon.
Revan is canon. That's all I have to say. Revan is canon.
Well, that's been another edition of This Is How It's Canon, brought to you by the Dark Lord, Darth Spiridon.
Yeah.
What about? Do you have anything to talk about on the?
You know what, bro? Next week or some week, man, I'm gonna you're gonna cue me, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not even prepared, and I'm gonna pull out a fucking jazz flute and shit, But I don't know, man. Anyways, I'm sorry. It's a Doc's thing now.
All right. Well, since Spiro didn't, he was busy all week putting out fires. We'll go to Doc. 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 So, do you have anything for us for your segment that you like to do?
My segment called
TaTOYoine.
TaTOYoine.
TaTOYoine. Yes.
TaTOYoine.
TaTOYoine.
So every week,
that's our ghetto intro there, Ro.
Every week, I pick something from the vast collection I have, and we chat about it. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, whatever.
Borrowed, like your Star Wars pocket pussy.
Exactly. I'm gonna start marketing them.
I want that back.
It's in the mail tomorrow.
Thanks.
So I got a few things. Let's run through the gamut over here. One thing I bought that I thought was very interesting this week. It's not really a toy, but you can play with it, I guess. That's what she said. I went into Toy Tokyo in Manhattan, and they have a lot of awesome, cool stuff over there. If you haven't been there, check it out.
Is that by St. Mark's?
It's somewhere around there. Yeah, it's like East 6th Street, somewhere over there. My son had a basketball game around the corner, so I had 10 minutes to kill. And I bought this, which I guess is kind of slightly sacrilegious, but this is called the Star Wars Limited Edition Jesus Dress Up. So basically, it's a magnet of the Lord Jesus Christ. And the Lord Jesus Christ,
shit.
You can dress him as various Star Wars characters. You see, you got the Stormtrooper pants over here. You got the Darth Vader shirt over here. You got Boba Fett somewhere in the corner over there. And it sticks on your fridge. And you could actually dress the Lord Jesus Christ up as Slave Leia if you like. She's on there. Luke X-Wing. He's got a Bib Fortuna hat over there. So
Holy shit.
You can make the crucified Christ into any one of your favorite Star Wars characters. So
this shit seems like
fucking tremendous.
It feels like a fucking double segment of Star Wars Kama Sutra.
Yeah, I know. We'll get that in a little while. So I had seen.
Is it really Jesus or is it Ewan McGregor from episode 2?
I don't know, man.
That's bro.
That might be Ewan McGregor episode 2 right there.
It's possible. It's possible.
One of the Bee Gees, bro.
One of the best things about it is
that the song was called "Staying Alive," dude. That's not staying alive. Sorry, Jesus. Sorry, Jesus. Sorry, baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Oh my God.
One of the best things about it is that the feet actually have nails in all the feet, which is
Oh shit.
Oh man. Well, we know Rob Liefeld didn't draw that because there's feet there.
No, yeah, exactly. You're right. So I had seen this like 2 years ago at one of my friends' houses, and I'm like, I have to get one of these, and I never fucking saw it. And then I found it in Toy Tokyo, and I was like,
how much was it?
I think it was like $12.99 or something like that. I'm gonna pay fucking $80 for this. I don't care. It's amazing.
I gotta get that, man.
Fucking hilarious. Okay, hilarious.
Dude, I would love to fucking buy up a bunch and go to a Greek Orthodox church and start passing them out. See everybody like lose their fucking shit in there, bro.
Oh, hilarious. Anyway, so moving on. So this week, I'm gonna put you guys onto something a little nefarious that I like to do when it comes to my toys.
Listen, we're Greek, but we're not that Greek. We don't want to see that.
My bad. Toys are expensive. Just to let you know, if you haven't figured that out. I make a good living, which is fine, but I give half of it to my ex-wife. So every once in a while, when they have a sale at Target, a sale at Target. Target is notoriously known to drop their prices pretty rapidly on things. So you have to kind of like, if you're sitting on something or waiting for something, or if you want 2 of something and you don't want to pay full price for 2 of something, you have to kind of either wait and hope that it's still on the shelves, Or you could do my favorite game, which is called hide that shit under some other shelf that no one's ever going to find, which is served me very, very well in the past. So basically, Target had clearanced the vintage trilogy collection from $12.99, right? They dropped them down to $9.08. I already have all these.
What? Wait. $9.08?
Yes.
What the hell's that price?
Target has odd pricing. I don't know. $12.99 to $9.08, right? So, but I already have these ready, and I want openers because I like to have, these I like to keep on the card, so I want openers to display. So that wasn't good enough for me. I needed them to be cheaper. So what I did was I took a stack of them, all the different ones, and I stuffed them underneath the shelf of the hampers in Target, where no one's ever going to look. Because all you got to do is reach the shelf, lift it up on the bottom, and then tuck them all underneath there. You just got to remember where you stuck them, because if not, then you won't be able to. And then I waited about another 2-3 weeks, and guess what? Target again wants to get rid of their old stock, so they slashed their prices again. So there was one little lone Ray sitting on the shelf. I grabbed her, I scanned her, and she was scanning up at $3.48. So now I knew that the rest of them that I had stashed were going to be $3.48 because they're in the same series. Went over to the hamper aisle, lifted the shelf, and lo and behold, my treasure's still there. Pick them up, and instead of paying $12.99 a pop, $3.48 a pop. It's almost like getting 4 for the price of 1, which is fantastic.
You're the best in the biz, Doc.
Yeah, nobody can fuck with me, baby. Nobody can fuck with me.
You can out-Jew a Jew. Look at you.
I said I married one. I might as well. And I work for them all the time.
Oh, by the way, with that comment, we're never going to Hollywood, boys. So.
Yeah, all right. Unless I suck fucking what's his face's cock. But that's a story for another day.
Wait, whoa, what?
Weinstein.
Oh.
Anyway, so I picked up
again,
our friend the Knight of Ren. Listen, only one of us has a SAG card over here popping, and it's not me.
Yeah, because you put SAG balls in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I picked up a Knight of Ren. There he goes right there. This is the long axe Knight of Ren, and guess what I like to do?
The long axe. Wait, is that the long axe one?
The long axe. We're gonna let him breathe, baby. Here he goes. Ooh, the axe.
Oh shit!
Oh,
axe just went flying.
Shit's deadly.
Yeah. Your favorite because he has a long axe?
That's it. Almost poked me in the fucking eye. All right, there he goes. Look, he comes with his little schmata on his head over there. He's got his rags.
It looks pretty cool, dude.
It looks pretty good, man. I like it. They already announced the second one, which is going to be, what's his fucking name?
Scuba Steve.
No, Scuba Steve. The Heavy Blade one is coming out next, I believe. He should be the one next. They actually did a pretty good job.
Hey, Doc.
Tell me.
The Heavy Blade one is the one that's coming out next. Just so you
yes. Yeah, no, I know.
Yo, did you guys hear that the Heavy Blade one may be coming out next? Has that been confirmed?
That's only clever editing. Here we go.
Is that
next
Ray?
On the list is Ray, the hero of our journey here. I'm going to pop her out as well.
Ray Skywalker.
Yeah, Ray Mysterio. That was my favorite. I love
That's
that one.
right.
Ray comes with a bunch of stuff. She comes with her little blaster. She comes with the lightsaber, the reforged Skywalker saber, as they call it in Disney. She comes with the hilt that's unactivated and the hilt that's activated. She comes with her staff. And the face scan on these, I'm going to try to get it close to see if you guys see. They really did a great job of trying to nail them pretty good. It's kind of blurry, but...
No, we could tell, though.
Yeah, it looks good.
You got that face print technology that they're using now on all the figures, which has been a... it kind of pains me to open these because they're on those vintage cards that I love so much. Anyway, Shadow Trooper.
Did you hear that, Spiro?
Ooh, Shadow Trooper. There you go.
The ambulance just pulled up.
Here he goes right there. Shadow Trooper, $3.48. Can't beat it. I had a debacle with Amazon with that one. They kept sending me one in a fucking bubble mailer. It was crushed every time. Ooh. Our friends, the Jawas.
Houdini.
Exactly. There they go. They never go out of style. I think I own about 50 fucking Jawas at some point between sales and getting multiples to throw them on stuff. Galaxy's Edge, we're selling the Sandcrawler. $100.
Holy shit.
Comes with a Jawa and a Gonk droid, which was actually pretty cool. I didn't get it because I had room in my suitcase. And then we got the Sith Trooper.
There it is.
Who did less in the movie? The Sith Troopers or the Knights of Ren? I don't know.
I'm not sure, man. That's a good question.
Oh shit, it might be Sith Troopers.
You know what? They look cool. And they fly. Now. So he comes with his blaster. He comes with his other heavy blaster.
Those were the white troopers that flew.
No, they flew at the end, too.
Did. Yeah, one of them did on the ship.
On the ship, yep.
At the very end.
Yep. And then I picked up this bad boy as well, which was $40 retail when it first came out. Now it's initially $39.98. It went down to $19.98, but I got it for $11.98 with my little trick, which is fantastic. This is the Luke, Yoda, and Vader Dagobah.
Dagobah.
Cave of Evil. This is the Cave of Evil. Or if you're French, Grotto du Mal, or Hoel Bos de Sen, or Cueva del Mal, or Caverna do Mal. It depends on the language, because it's all written in multiple different languages over there. On the back, it says, while training with Yoda on Dagobah, Luke Skywalker faces a chilling test
you fucking shit.
in the Cave of Evil, fighting a lightsaber duel with a spectral Darth Vader whose helmet conceals Luke's own face. Which is fantastic.
Yeah, he's opening everything up.
Well, these are my doubles, baby. I got
He needs to open up some fucking Hooked on Phonics. Maybe he'll learn how to talk right.
Like they say in one of my other favorite podcasts, you got to let him breathe, baby. You got to let him breathe. So here we go. We got Luke in there. We got Luke in there.
Does his mask come out to show Luke's face?
Let's take a look.
I hope so. That'd be sweet.
They have one like that already that they released a long time ago where his mask comes off and it shows Luke's face. This one does not come off to show Luke's face.
Why would they tease you in the fucking back of the card?
But they actually do have one they released probably like 7 or 8 years ago that you can actually peel the front of the mask off and Luke's face underneath there. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. Look.
What?
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Look at that. The liar returns. That's dope.
I pushed under the bottom part and it popped out. There you go.
Sweet.
They put that so legitimately tight on there that you couldn't even see. Nice. I like it a lot. So again, the arm broke off. You motherfucker. That's why.
Holy shit.
All right, that's right. I gotta repair that.
He got doubles.
I gotta repair that later. No big deal. All right. One last thing for Tatooine. When I went to Galaxy's Edge, you're able to build some droids. They have like a little, like almost like when you go to the Lego store, you can build your own little Lego man. They have this similar kind of thing. And every time I've been there, they've had different pieces that you could pick from and choose from and all that shit. So this time I went with a protocol droid that has kind of a red arm. I did mostly blue. It has like the evil 4-alarm head. Nice. And then I went with kind of the.
I'm sorry. Is that a protocol droid? I can't recognize it because of its red arm.
Yes, that's a protocol droid because it has a red arm. Yes. And then I went with this kind of like Sith-looking R2-D2 that has the ears from Star Wars over there, from Disney over there.
The fetish mask and shit.
Exactly. So the cool thing about it is that they give you this little sticker sheet that you could actually name them. So you could put the name on the front of the thing. So I named both of these droids. One of them is named MD469, which is great.
It's such a mark.
And the other one is SHKR, shocker, which is.
Yo, man, my daughter loves those, man, and she actually named them both the fucking same name, man. Her name.
There you go.
It
works.
Whatever works.
That's Tatooine this week, boys.
That droid with the ears looked like an old school television with the rabbit ears.
I'm gonna tell you something else about that trick that I used. The funny thing about that trick is that occasionally, when you're looking to stash your stuff, you actually run across somebody else's stash stuff, which is like a treasure.
Has that ever happened to you?
That's happened to me many. It happened to me actually 2 weeks ago. I was in Target heading to Long Island, and I stopped and I lifted the bottom portion up, and there was like 15 different things down there that Target had already marked down like less than half price. I scooped all that shit out of there. I ruined somebody's day, put it all on the fucking shelf, took what I needed and walked out. It was great.
You heal. I'm proud of you.
You piece of shit.
Total fucking. Someone can come back and like,
you sir are a piece of shit, jabroni. You fucking punk.
You're an idiot if you hide it in the toy aisle. You have to go to like the fucking Bed Bath and Beyond aisle where they have the towels. No one's gonna look for shit over there.
You no share your medicine. You take shiki medicine and you give it away. You fucking jabroni. Fuck you.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Good stuff. Once again, Doc, you enthrall us with all your toys from galaxies far, far away, but enlighten Ro with the Bible that you live by right now.
All right. So, Ro, we're going to play a little game here. My wife, for Christmas, Not my ex-wife, because she's a cunt. My new wife.
What's your ex-wife?
A cunt.
She's a cunt.
Yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday. Bought me this amazing book.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know you're part Indian, so you'll appreciate this. The Star Wars Kama Sutra, written by a young man named S.N. Herder, aka Scruffy Nerf Herder.
Oh, of course.
And basically, it's him taking different Star Wars action figures and putting them in compromising positions, explaining them and naming them. So every week, if we have a guest on, we let the guest choose a number between 1 and 100, and then we go to the
33 or 13.
And then we go to that book, to that page, and we read the chapter from that page.
The scripture.
Let's do 36 chambers.
36
Yeah.
chambers
Nice.
of the Wuhan.
That's right. Yeah. So I can't believe Disney actually let that shit slide. Like they're just like, okay, cool.
It says all over it, the extremely unofficial and highly unauthorized.
Okay, cool. I can smell your lightsaber. Cool.
This book is a parody and is unofficial and unauthorized. It is not authorized, approved, licensed, endorsed, or connected in any way with Lucasfilm, Disney, or Hasbro.
I was gonna say that'd be shitting bricks.
Hey, Doc, is that book authorized?
It's apparently it's not authorized or approved or licensed or endorsed or connected.
Hey Doc, I believe the next thing that's coming out is the Heavy Blade guy too, so you might want to be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well played.
Oh, man.
This guy catches on fast.
Missing puzzle. Yo, that part where Ray jumped from. Never mind.
Clever editing. All right, so page 36. It stars Princess Leia Organa and Han Solo in Carbonite.
Ooh.
And it is called The Perfect Man. So here we have.
Oh my
Princess
God.
Leia laying on top of the block of Carbonite for Han Solo. One could only surmise that when he was frozen in Carbonite, when he figured out that Princess Leia actually loved him, he got a little bit of a chubby. And now, frozen forever in Carbonite, is the perfect man.
Wow. There it is.
There it goes. There it is.
Perfect man. Even more outstanding, the fact that the guy who made the freaking book has little toy beds.
Yeah.
That fit the figures.
Some of them get really nasty. We've seen some of them get nasty already.
Yeah. Doc's tried it with his wife. Not really. He tried it with his own figures. Who's he kidding?
She told me she'd be down for whatever. That's why I married her.
Well, technically, you're not married.
Yeah, whatever. Two kids, a house. Two kids, a house, and a headache.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Ring the bell. Hold on.
Oh, man. Tremendous.
Shame. Holy shit.
When I train my residents and they say dumb shit to me when we're talking about patients, I do like, I just ring the bell to them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been another edition of the New Force Order. Ro, let them know where they can find you at, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. It was
fun.
I
had a blast, guys. Thank you so much. Twitter at Hakeem Zane. That's HAKIMZANE. You can also look up Rohit Raju. It'll be on there as well. Instagram, Raju Zane 80. And then on Facebook, you can look up Rohit Raju / the Mad Dragon Hakeem Zane. You can find me on there. And if you look up the same thing on YouTube, I put any footage I have, promos. I'm gonna when I get this, I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna share it. But yeah, I'll put all my promos, my matches, anything I can get, I put on there. People can watch it. So
very cool, very cool. You're welcome back anytime, my man.
Man, anytime. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
You made the cut. You're friends of the shirt. You're a friend of the show for sure.
Fuck yeah. What's up?
For life.
For life. Go ahead, Spiro. Where can I find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Spiro_A, as well as Darth_Spiridon. Handsome Reaper on Twitter. HandsomeReaper@gmail.com is my email.
You can find me at Dr._Destroyo, DESTRROYO on Instagram, Alex Arroyo on Facebook, and Alex Arroyo MD for the ladies on Twitter.
Yeah, right. Hey, Ro, do you have any indie dates or anything you want to plug real quick?
Actually, I'll be in Vegas 7th, 8th, and 9th this week for Impact. And then next week, I will be at UCW on the 15th. And then it's Bay City, Michigan. I'll be up in Hamilton, Ontario the 16th for Alpha One. And then the 24th in Chicago, Logan Square, back for AAW. And the 20th, no, it's the 20th is in Michigan for Rhino Show. 21st is AAW. 22nd is Impact in Kentucky. And then 23rd is Detroit for Sanctuary Fight Club. There's some other shit, but that's all we need to know right now. So
Very cool. Very cool. You could find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Greek God Papadon on Instagram, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook, Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon is a pro wrestling tee store. You can buy all the Greek God Papadon wrestling t-shirts. Greek God Papadon is the YouTube page. You catch the promos and the matches over there. Tomorrow night, new time, 7:15 on Twitch. You can catch the Conspiracy Horsemen. It's twitch.tv / Conspiracy Horsemen. Myself, Bin Hamin, Stevie Richards, Big Sal Graziano, 4 pro wrestlers who talk about conspiracy theories, self-enlightenment, and always questioning the narrative. You could find me on the 15th of February. Where the hell am I going to be? Oh, in Immortal Championship Wrestling, where I'll be wrestling for the Immortal Championship the Immortal Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. It's Robo, the Punjabi Lion, versus Gertz Truly, Greek God Papadon, versus Sean Carr, the champion. Spoiler alert, he will become former champion. 22nd, you can catch me NYWC for Psycho Circus. It'll be myself and Talon teaming up together, wrestling some other tag team, smacking them around from pillar to ring post. The 28th, I will be defending my Alpha Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title against the Man of Steel, Mike Verna, in Queens, New York at the Elks Lodge. For what cause, Doc?
The Leo Meyer Sarcoma Foundation charity event. Gonna have a bunch of good matches that night. Come out. I'm doing pro bono doctor work that night, which is fantastic. I love never getting paid. It's the best.
Doing doctor work?
Yeah, all day long.
Nice.
It's gonna be a great match. When Papadon and Verna get together, they fucking tear the house down.
Thank you, Doc. The check's in the mail.
You got it, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a saying on the show, our MO, our mantra. We do not try. Doc, stop with the fucking noise, please. Trying to go on an outro and you're fucking playing with the freaking hammer again. You done?
I'm done. I'm finished. Sorry.
Thank you. Way not to be a professional. Fucking guy. Anyhow, we have a saying on this show. We do not try to get ourselves over on Star Wars. We're trying to get Star Wars more over with you, the fans. So thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for giving us your ears. This has been another exciting, action-packed, fully stacked, totally jacked edition of the new Force Order.
For life.
And that's just too sweet.
Henceforth, execute Order NFO.